that don't really go anywhere. So this has seen over the years young people getting into some dating apps, downloading them and just even trying to access some of these dating apps and websites. But then how can you really tap into this? Because these apps are sold and sell 3 ladies as well as 3 gentlemen. I'll let them introduce themselves. So tuanze from left, tuanze from right. We can start from all the way from there, from Whitney. You can tell us your name, who you are, as well as the best relationship advice you've ever received from anyone.
My name is Whitney Okore. I am a 3rd-year student. In September, I'm joining 4th year, Multimedia University of Kenya. Also the Academics, Clubs and Societies Secretary, Multimedia of Kenya.
Okay.
The best advice that someone has ever given me in regards to relationship is first, be friends with this person that you intend to maybe date in the future and take things slow. Yeah.
Right.
Let things be natural.
Right.
Yes.
Usheko go dating app?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Okay, you'll be telling us your reasons as well. Next.
Okay, nice having me here, and I'm Edwin Ochieng, a student at Mount Kenya University. I'm as well a youth leader. On the issue of dating, I think people do try these. There are some that work and there are some that don't work. People do this just to get, some people do it for connection, some for compassion, and advices come here and there, and the advice that maybe I've gotten from my peers is that when you're dating, when you're dating, some may result into marriage and some may not work, and for the
maintain business continuity. That's why you get to meet your operational efficiency at all times, as much as we are dependent on technology.
Right.
I'm also a CEO in a young budding company. It's called Giget Technologies. Maybe if I'm given a chance on another platform, I'll speak about it. When we don't really know the use of something or the cause of something, we tend to abuse it. So matters dating. I think dating has been a very abused term. I think I might expound on it more as we go ahead. But the best relationship advice I've ever gotten is be the ideal person that you're looking for. Whatever virtues you're looking for in the other person, make sure that you actually nurture them yourself, and then you're out there. And then maybe to add on it, the best time you're ready for dating is when you don't need it, you don't have it as a necessity, but you bring it as an add-on in your life.
Interesting, okay.
So I thank you.
Right. I love the fact that we have someone on IT, kwa nyumba, wanatuambia the policies and everything when you're getting into and you're signing into these particular spaces.
Yes.
How about you?
Okay, my name is Irene Omari, a student at Multimedia University. The best advice someone has ever given me about dating in this current world is to first know yourself. Know what you want. This will enable you to interact with others and know exactly what you want in a partner. You can't look for the right partner, or rather find the right partner before you get to know and discover yourself fully. Yeah.
All right. Interesting.
Don't have it as a necessity.
Good pieces of advice. Mmepata panja. How about you, sir?
Thank you for having me here. I am Ledama Meidi Kimeshak. I am a youth leader at my home in Kilgoris, back in Narok. I am also a student leader in the university. I study at JKUAT. I am pursuing law. I am in 3rd year. Basically, for me, I may not have had the best dating advice or relationship advice, but one of the advices that I can really quote is that it is not necessary, that it is not compulsory that all relationships that you engage in will always work out. There are always setbacks, and others may work out, others may not. But at the end of the day, the most important thing that you will gain is experience and knowing on how to navigate the field.
Have you ever tried dating app?
I really haven't tried any dating app, but I have had a friend who was in one of the dating apps, and he really might be going forward. I'll give the experiences that I saw.
I compare first-hand kind of experience.
Yes.
Uko show friends you
Really, it's not me actually, because for the dating apps, you know, what drives you to that particular situation maybe is physically you may not be able to get the particular partner that you want. So it forces you to go out and search for somebody who is not around your environment, right?
Right.
So, but for me, that is not my experience, because within my environment, I haven't had any challenge in getting somebody who will be my supposed partner in future.
Eish.
So actually, it wasn't me.
Okay.
It was my friend.
So.
Yes.
And finally, Mary, your introduction, and because they've already started on that whole bit of the drive kuingia kwa dating app, can tell us your name, the best relationship advice you've ever gotten, and have you ever been in a dating app?
Absolutely. I'm in one.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Well, my name is Mary Ojwang. I'm a student, a PhD candidate at the University of Nairobi, and I'm also a development practitioner. I do SRHR, sexual reproductive health and rights advocacy through different platforms, and currently I'm doing that through my organization, Women Students Mentorship Association. I'm the founder and also the team leader, and WASWA platform offers different support and education and awareness on different issues on sexual reproductive health rights, access to justice, gender-based violence prevention and response, and much more. And the best relationship advice I received, that was about 8 years ago, was watch out for the red flags.
Watch out for the red flags.
Do not ignore them, and your opinion as a woman matters. And if every time you're trying to raise issues in a relationship and it's being disregarded, then that is a red flag, a very major red flag, because you can never change a man. You can never change anybody.
All right. I hope all of you have followed this relationship advices. Mmekuwa mkiambiwa. You've told us that you're in one right now.
Yes.
What was your main reason, either downloading this app or accessing this website na kuingia?
Well, the main reason I joined the dating app spaces is because during our SRHR campaign and this conversation we are having with female students in uni, one of the key things and the audience we are working with is the digital Gen Zs. So of course they're in these spaces, and the kind of conversation we were having about relationship, informed choices, consent and relationship, some of the things I could not quickly relate with, because they were drawing examples from the dating app and the people they are meeting online. And you cannot lead a conversation if you don't understand the dynamics and these issues they are raising. So I was inspired to join the dating app to understand, to relate with the kind of challenges and issues that these young women were raising of, for instance, of the deception, the safety issues, the goods, of course, the kind of people they meet in this dating app. So that is how I joined.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm still there. So I've been there for a while, and I'm studying the trends of how the conversation shift, the data protection issues within these spaces, the dynamics of informed consent, even in the digital space, and how it is perceived. And there is so much in this space that needs to be looked into. Yeah, and it's very important that somebody be very cautious of the information you're sharing, because there is a lot of also catfishing, and there is wins and there is losses. It's not all good and it's not all bad.
Bring a lot of people to you. Like, kuna so many varieties of people there. So you won't be consistent with this one person, because maybe you've started a conversation with this person, you're getting to know person A, and then you swipe, mwana person B, ako anakaa better than person A. Now you want this person. Like, there's that urge in humans that we want more and more, you know? So that's why I've never really settled for any dating hub.
All right.
Yeah, and I've never really been interested in one.
Okay. Right now, there are about 1,500 plus dating apps worldwide.
Yes.
And so that means that you can have in your phone quite a number of them.
Yeah.
How do you see this particular dynamics? Yes, inamaanisha basi you can have so many options on your phone.
Yeah. I want, first of all, to tell my friend here that there's no harm in being in these sites.
Mm-hmm. You're in one right now?
Yeah, I've ever been in one.
Oh, ever been?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So maybe the things that take you there, the curiosity, you go there and see what's really happening inside here. What are these people doing? How they interact, and if you get there, you find like people of different preferences. Like you go, actually, if you need that told I can dance, some people people talk about, you go there, you find a person of the also with a similar preferences. Just like he needs a person like you match, you match your preference match, and this actually it has actually isn't the datings and. Right now, you can even find yourself dating a person in US, and you get where the dollars and so on. From the geographical differences, and you can see a person from right in the village there getting a person from Mombasa, and you actually need not to go and physically see the person in Mombasa. You just talk there, you exchange the views and so on and so forth. This actually been the technology of actually isn't it, and the Facebook and the TikToks. You just get to the profile and see this a person. You look at the profile, you see this the person of my like. You go and DM and do such things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. And now for someone who is in the IT kind of space, when you take a look at some of this, as I was saying, about 1,500 plus. Dating apps worldwide, and most of them sell this idea of we are the best place where you can find love. We are the ideal kind of space where you can find love just by the end of today. Is this overselling, according to you, from your IT background?
It is, because virtually, back when I was in high school, we used to read about consumerism, and there is consumers. There is a consumer. There was a forum where consumers used to come and actually point out to the people who are giving them the products what they want. Well, we can't really assume and ignore that technology doesn't exist, but there are its consequences and their repercussions per se. Because of the digital era, there's a continuous want and need for instant gratification. That is, people would want everything at an instant, at a click or a button. Like, I mean, you want a KFC, you want a Bolt. And that's translated to other domains that ideally they shouldn't be, organically they're not supposed to be like that. So my main belief is that they shouldn't be really ignored, but you should actually dig deep into their real motive. What is the motive behind these people? And then what product are they selling at the end of the day? Because I think dating apps are big, maybe let me just call them honeypots for lack of a better word. That's a complicated term to mean like this is somewhere where people can actually use it to gather a lot of information about the masses. Because it's at the dating app you get to be very vulnerable. Mm-hmm. You will say the things that you like, the things that you don't like, and you're going to expose some intricate details that on a normal scale it wouldn't be possible. So there's been a lot of issues about identity theft and all that. You see, because you're that vulnerable, you give this information to these people by the promise that you're going to get a partner. And most of the people, I think, from statistically get out from those apps frustrated. I think the majority, the good number, they really don't get what they really wanted at the end of the day. So they shouldn't be ignored, but they should be approached with a limit of reservation. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right. Omari, have you ever been in one?
I think I have, just to explore.
All right.
Yeah.
Was it, were you maybe having conversations with your friends and they told you, or it was just, out of curiosity along social media corner, let me try this? And what was the experience like?
It was out of curiosity from social media, people talking about it. Yeah, the experience was like, there are a lot of people there, and there are specifications where if you want a white man, a black man, aged 20 to 30.
Oh, it actually
40,
categorizes. Okay.
There are specifications. Yeah, I think for someone who really would like to get someone from the app, you can really get your specification, because you get matched by your preferences in terms of age, personalities, maybe hobbies, what you like, and so forth. Yeah.
Is that a good idea to you? Because traditionally, ungekuwa mahali umesimama in a setup, umeenda kanisa or gathering, and you're looking for your soulmate. Ukiangalia hivi na macho, hauta specify na macho, but then this app tells you, we can help you do that. Do you feel like that's a good idea?
It's a good idea for someone who'd want to like get those, as much as they can be somehow not true, because people tend to put what people want to see there. Yeah, if you want to see that I am between 20 to 30, I might decide to put that information there, which might not be the exact thing kwa ground. Yeah, so it's good somehow.
All right, Meshach, because as she says, it definitely gives you that specification, yeah, age, kind of race that you want, even the distance here. If it's 5 kilometers from where you are, 10 kilometers, or as Edwin was saying, if unataka kwenda international, unaweza enda international. Does this bring laziness among this generation ya kutafuta mapenzi, ama unadhani aje?
Actually, in my opinion, the idea of these platforms is just a duplication of other platforms that are already existing. A good example is Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. I mean, when you have these platforms, the specifications that are found in the other platforms that you are talking about are still found there. Like, I am in California, I'm in Kilgoris, I'm in Nairobi. I was born in the year 1978, I was born in the year 2000. My name is so and so, I do this job. I mean, it's just a duplication of the social media platforms that are already existing. So basically, I don't, on the issue of laziness, I don't really agree that it has bred laziness either way, because in social media you can still access the same information that you want, and the same type of person that you want. Because, I mean, when you are on these social media platforms, just like the other platforms, you have access to information of that particular person that you really want to meet, whether he's in the United States, whether he's in Kenya, or wherever that person is. So it has not bred any laziness, if at all people are using them. The only thing that I can say is that there's been a big supply of the products, you know.
Right.
So consumption-wise, I mean, it might be slow, because if we have over 1,500 platforms, you add the major social media platforms that are existing, you find that consumption in each particular platform is little, because there are more platforms anyway where you can access those information.
Yeah.
So, but on the laziness part, it hasn't bred any laziness, because if you say that the dating apps have bred laziness, then social media in its entirety has also bred laziness, of which that is not the truth.
Right.
Yep.
Mary, will you agree, taking a look at the fact that you have interacted with, you've told us, not only even one, well, a number of them, for information purposes, to help us, to even help you know how to teach others when it comes to the human rights, the sexual and reproductive human rights, health rights, really. Would you agree with Meshach on matters, the psychology of how people naturally will do this, kwenda out there and looking for someone? Do you think it breeds laziness?
Well, I don't think it breeds laziness. It's a technology, and it's also connecting people from different regions. It's just like messaging. When people are not able to be together and they're able to connect through, for example, text apps, it's the same. You're able to connect with the persons you love. And also, there are people who have won and gotten their matches and partners from the dating apps. So it's not really all bad. And also I'd like to say that from my perspective, looking at in the context of gender-based violence that is being perpetrated through these dating apps, and there is a lot of misinformation, and also like people using fake profiles and giving wrong information, and also the dynamics of these apps collecting so much personal information of somebody. And you ask yourself, what are they using all this information for? Your location, your age, and of course you have a choice to give the correct information or not. And also they are very good when it comes to even seeking digital consent of how they use your information, which is really very good of these apps. But again, who are they giving this information to? Because there is an aspect they ask for third-party persons sharing of your information. So they are also using this information to do some other things, and to also market some other products. Because some apps you'll find there is also these adverts coming in and out when you're doing your stuff in there. So there is so much, and from my experience, like when I'm lazing around and I want to check what's going on my phone and I go through this dating app, you see there is a lot of gender-based violence also in these spaces. People, I think to some extent, there are people who cannot get in terms with maybe accepting being left, so they go to these spaces to take it out on others. So they are very abusive. At some point I had to like uninstall an app because most of the time I'm online, I'm getting calls from strangers. And if I happen to receive one, somebody's is engaging in sexual activities without asking for my consent if I want to be engaged in this kind of video, whatever he's doing, it's really nasty. Like somebody just calls you and they're all naked. I did not prepare to see a stranger naked on a video call.
This person doesn't have consent.
They didn't even ask for my consent, can we have this call? So they call you out of nowhere and they are doing this shit, and they are like, oh, sorry. They're like, you should be ready because you're here. There is an assumption because you're here, you're desperate, you want sex and all that.
Well, let me ask you, because the whole idea of asking if it breeds laziness was you're on your phone, you have about 1 or 2 dating apps, and the whole sense of it definitely gives you notifications, right? So does it become addictive for those who have used it? Edwin, is it addictive?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry. So if you get there, I think if you have a feeling that the site is there for you, and let me tell my sister, if you get there, people feel that if you get there, you must actually behave like people who are there. Like if you're there, you just have to conform with what's going there. If you go there, you need to actually have viewers, like people are there. This in a sense that people feel like if you can't actually go get a compassion, or you can date from this other end without the sites, then that's what takes you to the other end. Yeah.
All right. How about you, Mari? Is it addictive? From your experience?
I think just like any other social media platform, it is, because it's so broad, and you want to get to explore how many matches do I have today, what's going on there. Yeah, it is.
Right. Now, from the whole IT aspect, because you've explained to us the whole fact that it's a whole honeypot kind of setup. Mtu ataiweka hapo, the owner of this site atataka tu collect some of this data. Why is it that addictive, really?
Okay, you'll allow me because it's my domain. I'll give some brief chronology of how the internet has moved. The internet started with the Web 1. Those were static pages. You'll just click and developers will actually I think even maybe in my imagination that you had to give a notice that you're going to shift your page from this side to this side. And then we went from Web 1.0 to Web 2.0, whereby we introduced, there's some dynamics about it. Also, the aspects about JavaScript, so it's a bit interactive. There are conversations about Web 3.0. Among the inception of the revolution amongst the IT and also the web, which has been the biggest, because it's the web that is actually enabling these dating apps in the first place, there has been an aspect of information overload. That's you get too much reception that is not warranted, like a normal human being should not ordinarily get. Like ideally, without technology, you wouldn't have met these very many people from variant places, different cultures at the same spot, at the same space. So this gives an element of naivety. And also with naivety, there's that excitement. So, but with that excitement, there's that illusion of option. You feel like you have a lot of options. So there are those three things. There is that information overload, there's that naivety, and then also there's that illusion that you have very many options. So you tend to be a little bit slack, and you tend not to work on yourself because you're like, I'm always going to get someone who is matching my personal need at a particular time and a particular position at a particular point. So you asked whether it's breeding laziness. Well, I might not necessarily mean that, because I think there are feedback forums also from there. I think those who use them well, most of them will not use them for how they're supposed to use. Yeah. But there are those who will use them maybe accurately. Right. Maybe if you're not a good match with someone, you'll ask them, maybe give me my feedback. What have I done? I mean, there are both cons and pros about it, but I think it much lies towards the cons. So yeah, we can say that it has much likely made people to be less and less more interested about the dating scene, but again, we can't conclusively say that they are making people lazy. Right.
Just a reminder, 15 minutes before we wrap it up, you can always talk to us on our socials. Tupige simu by the way, 0795045864, your number 82. Our phone lines are open. We'd love to hear your voice about this. Do you feel like you can find true love in the dating apps and the social media apps? Tuambie. 0793267279 is our WhatsApp number, and 22047 is our SMS number. Just to take a look at a couple of comments on Facebook so far. We were asking you that question: do you think you can find true love in a dating app or a social media app? Gentaz anasema in this generation, no. K Bella anasema of course yes, 5 years dating and we're happy together, love yenyewe. I don't know how true that is for Bella, but congratulations. Whitney, being the fact that you interact with a number of students pale MMU, you'd know that kuna kuga na ile tofauti ya ukirusha reels. For those who don't understand, ile reels, the whole conversations that go on face to face and when you're doing it online, they're two different things. Unaweza kuwa na energy na confidence ingine nyingi sana kwa phone other than yenye utakuwa nayo face to face. What do you think is the problem when it comes to when you're so used to conversations online and meeting people online rather than face to face?
In my opinion, meeting people online, in most cases, they don't present who they actually are. Yeah, so they give you the version that, for most of them, the version that they are not. So maybe if you're used to this online dating, I'm not sure because I've never tried, maybe you will now get into that system. Yeah? Oh, they have to be this because, so, the people you've been meeting have been having this kind of quality which seems maybe perfect, and ukipatana now in real life, it's totally different. Yeah. So I feel like, for me, face-to-face will work more than online. Because in face-to-face, people can't fake it all through. But in online, whenever you meet, they will just click on that button. And they will be who you want them to. They will be who they want to show you, not who they actually are. Yeah.
All right. Meshach, how about you? Face-to-face, mtu labda venye nasema hata bring the all game, hata kuona ile confidence as much. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree with her totally, because the moment you are online, just as my sister had said, you have the liberty to present yourself in whichever way you want. It might not necessarily be who you really are. You have the liberty to do whatever you want. So the fact that you present online might be totally different from whatever you're presenting physically, because when we are meeting physically, I know this so and so. I mean, you really don't have that space to lie to me. You know? And I think, in my opinion, going forward, I think every country, every jurisdiction should formulate particular regulations and laws to make sure that whatever you present in each and every platform is the right information. A good example is that the European Union provided an act known as the Data Regulation Act. In the US, we have got the California Consumer Act. I mean, in California, you cannot infringe the rights of that person who wants to date online by giving false information. They have various set of regulations, and I think also in our country, even though there are other regulations, but there are no particular regulations touching on these platforms, because mainly we have the sexual offenses, marriage, and abuse. So we as a country, we also have to make regulations that limit that particular type of information that you give out on your platform, so that we really know that the person who is presenting themselves as Ledama in Facebook, Instagram, or whatever platform is the real Ledama that you will find him physically.
Mary, you've used these apps, and whatever he says definitely sounds like a brilliant idea. But how can it actually be actualized? Because your truth is whatever your truth. The kind of photos that you have there, you might cook it very nicely, and ikae hiyo ndio kweli yako yote vizuri. So how can you, even for someone who is thinking, nimechoka na dating scene ya kupatana face to face, as Whitney would really love to have it out here, yakamua hii asubuhi, let me just try dating. How would you advise this person as they're getting in, as they're downloading it and they're opening it for the first time? How much of their information do they put out there?
Well, thank you so much for that question. Making informed choices of what you want to achieve in this platform is very key, and the kind of information you are sharing is also very important. Reading the regulations and the data protection procedures and guidelines is very key, and to know that how far you can go by sharing your personal information, because when you're sharing this information, it's also they are using algorithms to know who is your match and who you're interested in, and also there are people, not everybody who is in there have shared their real information, and they have the liberty and the right to choose what they want to put out there for people to see. And a couple of numbers are actually false. People share false information, false identity. They use identity theft. And with current AI, you see, I can change, I can use my voice, but with a total image of who I am. Maybe I'm white and in California or so. So there is so much that you need to be aware of and be prepared. And it's mentally draining, honestly. Like, even if you're there, I don't know about people who go there to look for love, but specifically if you're there for the kind of work I'm doing to understand the kind of GBV being perpetuated in these spaces and how to advise girls and young women on how to navigate the challenges they might face in this space, there is a lot of mental health drainage. And it's important if you're feeling, because there are also people who go there, if you don't agree with what they want, if you don't agree to meet them, they start being abusive. So it's important to prioritize your mental health and to know when it's best for me to leave these spaces. And digital consent is very key. So you agree to share this information. You also have the right to not share this information. You have the right to upload your picture, and you also have the right not to upload the picture. And it's very wrong to use somebody's identity to perpetuate or sell yourself in there, because that is punishable by law everywhere in the world. So personal safety is very key. Informed choices, your objectives and what you want to achieve. And just last one, we've been working with Asia organization to promote women health and also to give advisory on different health issues that even people encounter from this dating app. So one of the key things we are doing with Asia is we have an AI system within the Asia app whereby you can ask this information about sexual reproductive health rights, safety tips on digital dating, all the kind of menstrual health and related information and dating advices. So I'd take this opportunity, if you may, to advise people to download this app and also to engage with the AI tool in this app so that you know what is happening within that space. You can ask it every information and you get answers to most of it.
Could you repeat the name of the app?
Eshe. Eshe.
The spelling? Okay, E-S-H-E.
Yes.
Right, fantastic. Omari, you've interacted with this, so just tapping into your experience on the same. So you get into this app, you can see someone's profile, even let's say for your own profile, you definitely have to have the photo and maybe a couple of other photos that someone sees, a bio, for example, and a number of other details about you. Mary says that it's your own right to see how much of this you're putting out there. For your experience, even for others who you've seen and interacted, how much they put out there, how much should you really put out there? What should you tell people about yourself?
I think as much as you'd want them to know and as much as you think, because the dating app is to help you find a partner. So you can put the information that you feel should guide your partner towards you. Yeah, as much as you feel it's okay. I don't think there's a specific limit because there are specifications there. There are some which you can choose to ignore and there are some which you have to put. Yeah, so I think it's just prudent to put as much as you think is best for you to help you find your best fit. Yeah.
That includes even the kind of photos that you put as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Edwin, how about you? From a gentleman's perspective, what will you be putting out there?
Okay, first, these dating apps, this dating starts from the dating apps. Then they add up to the meetup, where from the site you can get the profile of a person, what he has and everything he does. Then you get to meet and know each other better. Then that's where the conversation continues and maybe can lead to marriage. I can actually attest that I've got a friend that actually got a wife from this one of the dating sites.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes, that one. Will it be right if I mention
the name of this?
The Tinder.
The specific dating app.
Yeah.
Let's just put it as dating app.
Okay. It just started from the site. Then they went and meet and do all sorts of things. I think the idea of the dating sites it's not actually bad in that we just need to be cautious and what you place there. You must thoroughly examine who this and this is and the profiles and what he does. And this actually it's what in recent days we are like a number of killings of our ladies. Like most a good percentage of those people met on these dating sites, and when they reach there, you find this and this done. So we must thoroughly examine who we meet and who we meet at the site, and we must again do a follow-up on who this and this is. Yes.
All right. Whitney, as much as yes, you haven't been in a dating app, but then hypothetically, if you are, what if now you're having this whole conversation with a gentleman? What will convince you, from a lady's perspective, to decide, okay, fine, let's meet up with you at a certain place? How should that conversation go so that we have mutual agreement that we can meet somewhere?
I think that there's no actual manual to it. so long as you're interested in the person and you're interested in knowing this person better, and yeah, you can just venture into it and meet the person and get to know them. Yeah.
Right. I'm going to have about 4 minutes. So I'd love to pick your last thoughts and advice, because as I was saying, maybe kuna mtu anashika phone and they're swiping left to right and they're trying to see ama kuna mtu download sahi, or they're even thinking about it. What should they know about this whole dating app from your thoughts? I'll start with you, Mary, briefly. A minute tukienda hivi.
Well, falling in love is not a crime, and it doesn't matter where you're finding this love, whether it's physical, in a conference, in the university, in a lecture hall, or in a dating site. So give yourself a chance. If you're going to meet this person after the online conversation, just ensure that your safety matters first, and catfishing is real, and share your location, protect yourself, get to choose where you're meeting this person, especially in open places or public places or even restaurants. And just to sum it up, for all dating, digital dating advices, physical dating advices, sexual reproductive health and rights information, download the Eshe app.
All right. Meshach, very briefly.
For me, I can only advise people out there to be very sensitive about their privacy and their safety. Let them follow the due procedures, the due guidelines in data protection. And if that seems hard in social media and dating apps, I can invite them back home in Kilgoris. We have a mountain known as Mount Love, the only mountain in the world called Love. They can come there and they will meet new people and they will experience love.
Interesting. Okay. Think nafani tembe huko siku moja.
Karibu.
Uone. Umesema Kilgoris?
Kilgoris.
Sawa. Wacha tutaona. Omari, how about you?
I think what I'd say is when one gets into the dating apps, they should be cautious of the information they share. Yeah, what they feel is okay to put out there to whoever wants to see it. And yeah, whatever works for you. If the online platforms you think can work for you, then go for them. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I'll still stick on the notion that if you really don't understand the meaning or the reason of something, we'll tend to abuse it. So we should think about our human interactions and relationships with a psychological perspective, cause to effect. Allow me to read just a small snippet from an excerpt. I was reading a book called Sacred Search for Meaning. It says that psychologically women are more likely to experience romantic love with dominant men, even though dominant men typically demonstrate less ability to express the kind of compassion. In other words, women, if they simply follow their feelings, they are more likely to fall in love with a guy who will treat them for 12 to 18 months as a boyfriend and then frustrate them for 5 or 6 decades as a husband. Maybe that's the cause for rise of divorce. Guys, on the other hand, are more likely inclined to experience romantic love with women they're attracted to physically. Marriage isn't about being young together, it's about growing old together. And bodies change as you get older. If you don't marry with that in mind, you're going to make a major mistake, perhaps in the biggest mistake in your life. So microscopically internalize this reason. Why are you going to that dating app in the first place? Okay. And then now analyze it as a person holistically. Is it an add-on or is it something that is going to break me?
Right.
Thank you.
When someone is thinking, should they or should they not? What would you advise them?
I think there's no harm being in these sites first. And what people should know is that when they go there, they must be cautious of who they meet. They do thorough examination of who this person is, where he comes from, and all sorts of things. There's a famous quote from a village that a good wife comes from the village. I think it may be true, but you can get a wife everywhere. Even from those sites, there are people who've gotten wives, good wives, and good husbands from those sites. So what they're supposed to do is to try to be cautious. What they sell out there, the information they share, they try to be cautious.
Right. And finally, Whitney.
I would advise the people out there, if dating apps works for you, then go for it. If you want to try it first so that you can know it works for you, and then you can go for it. And also be true to yourself. and be true to the person that you actually want to date, and also know what you actually want, for it to at least go smoothly, for you.
Right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I've learned quite a lot. I hope back at home you've learned a thing or two on this particular bit. Eric Mochima says social media is a meeting point like any other place, such as church, market, wedding, and all that. Makaleta Kinyanasam, with this era, yes. Continue talking to us on our digital platforms on this particular conversation, because it is something that is happening. So should you or should you not? And how safe do you go about the dynamics of getting into digital dating and finding love? Minstrel is Stanley Nyerengita. We'll take a short break. Test Wednesday coming up, but then remember, we're also following up on the National Assembly Committee of Appointments as they present the report on the vetting of the 20 nominees